Hey everyone, so I'm coming at you with another night video because I have things on my mind that I want to talk about. It's usually at night when I get the most energy and want to talk the most, so we're just gonna go ahead and film tonight. I want to make finally my second video on the Scorpio moon, but I kind of want to make it about something specific with the Scorpio moon. A lot of people, or not a lot of people, I'm not as popular as I think I am, but a few of you have requested a second Scorpio moon video. And I have to admit that for my first one, it took kind of a lot of, I guess, guts for me to talk about the Scorpio moon just because I had to delve into my own Scorpio moon to talk about it because, again, Scorpio moon people are very private individuals. So it took a lot for me to even film the first one, surprisingly. I don't know why. But yeah, the second one, I didn't really know what I was going to talk about, but with things happening in the past few months, I feel like I'm ready to talk about the Scorpio moon again. But I specifically want to talk about the Scorpio moon and depression because I feel like that's really common with individuals who have Scorpio moons. And not only that, but it's kind of just like, I don't even know if it would be a stereotype, but it's just kind of known. Like it's discussed um a lot among the astrological community. Like it's kind of something that is just given to Scorpio moons. Like they could be like very dark and depressed and I don't know, brooding. Is that even a word? Um And I want to talk about why. Like, I want to say why I think that is for Scorpio moons coming from a Scorpio moon perspective. And basically, when you're learning astrology, one of the basic things of astrology is the quadruplicities. This is very important to know. And I'm sure most of you watching this video know about the quadruplicities, but it goes beyond just like the energy. I guess it is the energy. It's the frequency that these signs vibrate at within their element group. And what this means is that this is the way that these signs are all acting out their elements. So the elements and the quadruplicities, they actually go hand in hand because although every elemental group has the same like basic energy, they're showcasing it and representing it in different ways, and the quadruplicities show you which ways they do that. And now the fixed modality, the fixed quadruplicity, it's fixed. It sticks with something. I personally believe that the fixed quality represents like the signs of the fixed quality. So that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I think that they represent their own element in its purest and strongest form because the fixed quality by nature is fixed. It's somewhat stuck in this energy. That's why the fixed signs are like the stubborn ones. And they're not necessarily resistant to change, but they're not about like sudden changes like the cardinal signs, and they're not about like kind of dissolving and transitioning changes like the mutable signs. They're kind of just about like fertile growth, fertile abundance of their element, whatever that element is. And so Scorpio, being a water sign, becomes fixed in water. And what is water? Water is your emotions. Water is depth of feeling. Water is mystery. Water is it can be dark, especially because Scorpio is fixed on that energy, fixed on emotional energy. But it's not so much of they're like emotional currents just flowing like Cancer, kind of like dissolving emotions or transcending emotional energy like Pisces. Scorpio kind of got like, I don't want to say that their lives are harder than Cancer and Pisces, because I feel like that's kind of, you know, far-fetched. I don't know. But but they do kind of have a tough thing going on, like all the fixed signs, because they can't really get out of that energy. They can try, but the thing is as a Scorpio moon, if your emotions are already fixed on deeper, darker emotions, it's going to be pretty hard to run away from them. And so you have to think about like the symbology of Scorpio and the fixed signs and what they mean and stuff, and I guess the symbology or symbolic representations or metaphors of the elements themselves. You have to think about it from that perspective, and why does Scorpio moon have that rep of being more depressed than the other moon signs? And it's not to say that no other moon sign can ever experience depression. That's not it. But I feel like it's pretty common for Scorpio moons because, again, they're fixed in their emotional energy. And this isn't to say that they are always depressed or that they never get through their emotions. That's actually what they're supposed to do. But again, being fixed, it makes it harder for Scorpio moons to get out of that kind of state of depression or of darkness, especially if your moons, like if your emotion, your natural emotional instinctual response is to be in this kind of investigative, crisis-filled mental state. It's like you're always going to instinctually seek that out. Seek out these dark elements of life, of your own life even. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing, but it's just being aware of the fixed quality of your moon sign and how you can be stuck in there more so than any other moon sign. You can really find yourself stuck in that energy if you don't try to go in there to transform it, not to stay stuck in there, because that's what gives you like comfort, is like this depth of feeling. It's like, yes, it can bring you comfort and it can give you this understanding, but at the same time it can keep you stuck in a very low place. And so think about the symbology of the Scorpio sign. It's about transformation. And that's kind of what you're supposed to do. Now, how you do that, that's a tough one, because in a way, it's like you kind of have to get stuck in that energy. You kind of have to utilize your moon sign to delve in there, and you kind of have to be in it for a while. But it's just Scorpio moons being too stuck in that energy is what gets them to that depressed state. And I guess maybe they have the rep of like being more depressed a lot more than other moon signs, because it's so easy for us to get stuck in that energy. It's so easy for us to stay there because, again, your moon sign is how you seek comfort and familiarity. So if it's in Scorpio, that's like, it's just going to be like normal to you to be there, but it's not. It's not bad, but Scorpio moons know when they've fallen very deep into that pit of despair. And that's when you need to release yourself from that. You need to let go. And it's hard. Again, that fixed quality is not going to want to like let you let go. It's just not. But you have to find the strength within yourself to be able to let go of this, of whatever is keeping you there. And more often than not, it's just you keeping yourself there. It's just that fixed, stubborn quality, keeping yourself fixated on these emotions. And maybe I'm at a point in the video where only Scorpio moons can understand exactly what kind of emotions I'm talking about. it's just emotions that can even become kind of addictive, like addictive to pain and problems and issue and trauma and reliving the past and nostalgia and all this like sad shit that needs to be released. And that's a big part of it. And it's hard, and that's why Scorpio moons do fall into depression a lot more. But it's still something that can be done, and I do talk about it in my first Scorpio moon video. It's just about confronting yourself, confronting your own issues, and you already do that as a Scorpio moon. You do that already, but you also can't, again, stay stuck there. Like, you also have to release it. You have to let it out too. And don't try to repress it. That's the other thing. Because it could either be like one or two things. They become so fixed in that energy that it becomes depression. It becomes like psychological, a deeper psychological thing going on. Or it could be that you just repress it. You try to run away from it and hide it. And that only makes it come even more strongly, like those things that you're trying to run away from. So don't try to repress it, but don't stay stuck in it either. Try to release it, let it go. There's a lot of, therapeutic healing things that you could do, symbolic things that you could do to try to release those wounds that you're seeking comfort in by reliving them. So yeah, I hope this video kind of was interesting and helpful, and I hope that you at least found my perspective kind of interesting, or maybe it like helped you in some way to understand like the Scorpio moon stereotype of depression and why it actually is a thing. And maybe, what can be done about it. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully you like it, and thank you for watching.